The National Legislation Support Center is a nationwide legislation information system to expand the opportunities of the public to participate in legislation by supporting the whole process of national legislation, ranging from law drafting to promulgation on an electronic basis, and by transparently opening legislation information. From now on, I will introduce major systems of the National Legislation Support Center. The lawmaking system is used when officials in each government body draft a bill, providing the foundation to automate and standardize bill drafting and manage its electronic history. The persons in charge of bill drafting automatically prepare a draft bill via this system and process a series of legislation procedures such as negotiations with government bodies, public notice, and review for regulatory reform. In addition, the system links each legislation procedure to Untitled System, supporting approval, requesting a review to the Ministry of Government Legislation on an electronic basis, and allowing checking the results after request of deliberation. The legislation management system is to manage the electronic transfer and the tracking history of the whole government legislation process by supporting effective deliberation on draft bills and by providing management system for legislation information such as general legislation process management. The ministry and office concerned receive a draft bill that has requested deliberation. If an advance reading is complete, the person responsible for deliberation in the Ministry of Government Legislation prepares for a deliberation proposal via a deliberation proposal editor and then completes approval via the system. The approved proposals are linked to Untitled Government Affairs Management System, presented to vice ministerial meetings and cabinet meetings, and obtain the results. After presidential sanction is obtained, the system generally manages the whole legislation procedures by linking to the e-bill system in the National Assembly, submitting bills to the National Assembly in an electronic way, and receiving the government transfer bills resolved in the National Assembly. The Legislation Tracking Portal collects information in each stage from each legislation system, such as the Lawmaking System of the Ministry of Government Legislation, where the government legislation is processed in an electronic way, the Legislation Management System, Untitled Government Affairs Management System under the Prime Minister's Office, and the e-bill system in the National Assembly, and also provides the current status of bill processing history and tracking situation during the whole process, ranging from public notice, review of draft, vice ministerial meetings and cabinet meetings, and deliberation in the National Assembly to promulgation. The menu of public notice integrates and provides the information related to prospective enactment for each government body. Furthermore, the current status of legislation is available on smartphone, helping people see the public notice and legislation procedures anytime and anywhere. The National Legislation Support Portal is a nationwide legislation support service which integrates all information related to legislation and allows central administrative bodies, local governments, and even the public to share such information. The Government Legislation Support Center provides a comprehensive information service for an individual system that supports legislation activities of the central government bodies. The Autonomous Legislation Support Center distributes an editor by which autonomous bills can be easily prepared to the nationwide 244 local governments and provides relevant information for the purpose of conducting autonomous legislation affairs on an accurate, effective basis. The Law Education Portal Service provides on-offline education information to intensify national legislation capability and integrates and supplies fundamental law information such as the draft bill deliberation criteria. The legislation editor for autonomies is the software distributed to a local government free of charge to help standardize the national legislation form and allow them to automatically edit autonomous bills according to the systematic criteria. The editor shows the standard form and how to draft bills in accordance to forms and types of bills. Even though local governments suffering from a lack of experts are not familiar to the complicated amendment procedures, once they enter the contents of articles that are necessary of amendment, The editor automatically generates the items of revisions and comparison table of old and new provisions. As well, the editor has the function which allows automatically reviewing the criteria and case related to the provisions of laws and the law adjustment terminology used for writing readable paraphrasing. The Public Participation Legislation Center discloses bills generated in the course of administrative procedures to meet the people's right to know and further serve as a chapter of communication on laws, which in turn induce the public to participate together. The menu to disclose the government bills provides a service to find out all bills, regardless that it is in the process of enactment or that its enacting procedure is complete, where posing an opinion or reply on a bill at any stage is available. In addition, the Center provides the National Discussion Service for the government bodies concerned and any of the people to share their ideas on a transparent basis.